Do you struggle with motivation? Do you even wonder if the weight loss and fitness goals that you've set for yourself are even possible? If that's you, watch this video. I'm gonna show you the Conviction Journal, which is going to give you both the motivation that you need and the evidence and reasons why you're gonna be successful. In this video, I'm gonna take you through the Conviction Journaling exercise. We're gonna go to a courtroom. We're gonna go to 4 very different islands. But by the end of the video, you're gonna have all of the motivation that you will ever need, and you're gonna have all of the evidence possible for you to believe in yourself and the goal that you're setting. Now, let's head to the courtroom. And in this courtroom, or in this situation, in this video journaling exercise, you're gonna need a journal, or at least a pen and paper to write things down. And in this journal, you're gonna break it into 2 sections. Left side is gonna be motives, right side is gonna be evidence. Now, in this courtroom, you have 2 people, or 3 people really. You have the prosecutor, you have yourself, right now, you watching this video, and you got the defendant. The prosecutor is your highest self. That's the person that you are working to become. They're trying to convict you, Conviction Journal, of why you want to grow, achieve, and be that best version of yourself. They want to give you the motivation, and they want to give you the evidence. So in this situation, they're trying to convict you of why you can and why you should. The defendant, on the other side, they want to keep you safe. They want to keep you exactly where they are. They want to keep you comfortable, not growing, and you do not want that. So, with this exercise, we're going to start with motives, then we'll go over to evidence, but first we got to create the motive for why you're going to do what you're going to do. So, create 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 sections underneath motives. Now I'm gonna set down my journal because we gotta get on a jet and head to the islands. All right, welcome to the islands now. We got 4 different islands. They're each gonna have their own name, but each island is gonna give you the motives to get the motivation that you need to create the change that you want. And these 4 islands and this concept is something that I kind of reiterated off of something that I learned from mentor Jesse Elder, and it's called the 4 gates. And so as we go through this, you're gonna see how we're going from pain to pleasure, hell to heaven, and how that creates the motivation that you need. So first island we're gonna go to is Pain Island. Pain Island, right there. It's not a great island. It rains a lot, the water's pretty dirty, there's trash everywhere, rats running around, but if you squint your eyes and look kind of it sideways, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Tell me if you've heard that before. So Pain Island, and what you're gonna write in section 1 is all of the situations, all of the problems, all of the pain that you're in right now. And how I want you to think about this is, think about from a challenge standpoint that's preventing you from reaching your goals, or the things that you're not happy with. So examples of this, your knee or your ankle hurts when you run. And so that's preventing you from being active, right? That's like an actual pain. Maybe you don't fit in a pair of jeans, or you don't fit in your wedding dress, right? And that's a pain because you've put on weight. You look in the mirror, you're not happy with yourself, how you're acting, how you're living, how you're eating. You haven't worked out in a while. You just kind of feel yucky and gross inside, right? These are all pains. Maybe you hit that 2 p.m. crash because you're not eating well, you're not sleeping well, and that's impacting your ability to work. Maybe you've got different things around self-confidence and body image, and so you avoid pictures or you avoid going out. And what kind of pain is that causing you? This is the situation that you're in right now. So whether someone's going through the program, E4Fit program, or you're watching this video for the first time, you want to identify the things you aren't happy with right now. So pause this video real quick, and before you pause it, write down 5 to 10 things, and just pause this video so that you can go and write those things down, and then turn on the video again, and then we'll go to the next island. So the next island is much better, and it's actually pretty close, pretty connected. You can take a bridge over to, boom, Pleasure Island. So Pleasure Island, if you had to say what this island's like, and before you guys get any funny, sick ideas, it's just the island where everything on the pain is flipped and inverted. So from an island standpoint, there's no rats, there's no trash. It's clean, people are laying on the beach, sun's shining, waves are nice and smooth, the water is clear, right? Everyone's got a pina colada or margarita in their hand. It's a good island, you wanna be there. With that island, and with the pleasure, is the change that you wanna create from your pain. So in a month, 3 months, a year from now, Rather than not being able to fit into a pair of jeans, not being happy with your body, you're super confident in your skin. You fit in your clothes. You're pumped to go out, right? Rather than having pain in your knee or in different joints, you're going for 7-mile runs. You feel super active. You feel super healthy, right? That 2 p.m. energy crash that you get, rather than crashing, you're eating well, you're sleeping well, and now all of a sudden you're crushing it at work. And that 2 p.m. hits and you're like a Tasmanian devil that just wants to keep going, keep going, keep going, right? So whatever you wrote down in the pain section, write down the opposite of that. What would, if it was true, you would be super pumped about. So with this, write down 5 to 10. This is gonna be in section 2 of the motive section of your journal. And as you write these down, I want you to get very clear and specific on what you want the pleasure, or what the things within the pleasure island to be. So pause the video so that you can write those down and then come back. All right, had some good time on Pleasure Island. That was fun, but we gotta hop on the jet. But unfortunately, this jet's not going anywhere good. This jet, boom. I'm gonna try and make a little jet here. Bam, 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 bam. Plane, whatever, jet. We're going to Hell Island. Now, Hell Island is not a good place at all. Hell Island is essentially what happens if Pain Island keeps going in that direction, right? Kind of like Hawaii. I think those islands move and every single year the plates shift, and basically that's what's happening to Hell Island. But rather than the plate shifting, what happens if a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road, things don't change, things get worse. 10 years down the road, right? Get really long with this, right? And this Hell Island you don't want to be on. They got tornadoes, they got hurricanes, there's sharks and alligators in the water, rats the size of the sewer rats in New York. They got wild boars and killer pigs like the ones in the Bahamas, but like way meaner, not like playing with models and influencers. So Hell Island sucks. You do not want to be there. So let's just lay this out. So maybe on Pain Island, right, you get prescription meds for high blood pressure. Doctor says like, hey, you got to make a change. Well, for 5 years, you don't make a change and now you're diabetic, right? We've now gone from pain to, oh, this is hell. Your knee that hurt when you run now hurts when you walk, and you're not able to do any activity. You got to sit down for the majority of the day, and you're basically a decrepit old man that joints ache and you're not able to do anything, right? That would suck. You've gone from not feeling confident in your skin and not being able to fit into your jeans to not feeling confident wearing anything other than baggy clothes. You've put on a ton of weight and you're 250 pounds, 300 pounds, and something needs to change. You had that change, that chance to make that change on Pain Island when it wasn't that bad, when it was just 10, 15 pounds. But now after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's gotten worse. So what I want you to do is get really specific with these. And keep in mind, this is uncomfortable. A lot of people will get to this point and they're like, oh, they either don't have a vivid imagination or they don't want to think about this. But this is a concept that I have in another video that I'll do called the dark side trampoline. And you got to allow your mind to go someplace that you don't want to go to so you can propel yourself out of that situation before it actually gets that bad and you get to rock bottom. So 5 to 10, basically things that you do not want to happen in this section. Get really clear, get really specific with it. I'm gonna give you time to write it down, pause this video, and then come back. All right, now we're on Hell Island. This place is a dump. Let's get out of here. We're taking that jet all the way over to Heaven Island. Heaven Island is a place you wanna be. All right, so if Pleasure Island was people laying on the beach with margaritas, this place is even better, right? People got long flowing hair, they're happy, they're smiling, they're healthy, they got tan skin, people rollerblading on the sidewalks, playing beach volleyball, everyone's hugging, right? Kind of like San Diego, but better. And so on Heaven Island, right, these are all of your hopes, dreams, maybe even things that you didn't even think about realizing. And this is what happens if you extrapolate Pleasure Island another year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. So you go from Pleasure Island and now you're going to Heaven Island. So this is what's possible in the future. So what you want to do is say, okay, Pleasure Island, now you're running 7 miles because you went and made the changes to get out of your knee pain. Well, now you're running a marathon. You just finished your 5th marathon. You just went to Berlin, ran the marathon, and qualified for Boston. You just ran the Disney World Marathon. high-fived Mickey, as you went and ran with your husband or wife, right? These are like bigger hopes and dreams that are created because you keep on the path of Pleasure Island. Not only are you confident in your skin, but your friends are looking at you and they're saying, oh my gosh, like, what do you do? How do you do it? Can you show me? Can you teach me? You're now inspiring other people to live better lives. You're playing with your kids. You're hiking with them at 85 because you took care of your health for that entire time, right? And so you're able to live longer. You live to 105 years old, make more money, save more money. You got out of that job that you hated because you had more energy. So you got promoted 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, changed careers, right? Started your own business, right? And now you're rolling in the dough, right? All this happens because you take care of the things on Pleasure Island, right? And you get out of Pain Island. Does that make sense? So this is another one that's really hard for people, right? Because a lot of people don't want to go to Hell Island. They don't want to think about the really terrible things, but it's also really hard to think about what your hopes and dreams and dreaming big really is. But consider this, maybe you've never given yourself a compelling enough reason to get off of Pain Island, right? But if you have this really clear vision as to what you want and what possibilities are out there, well, now it's like, hey, I could go to Hell Island or I could go to Heaven Island. It's my choice, right? And this is why we use this prosecutor and defendant metaphor, because you're sitting there in the middle and you have the opportunity to make that choice. And right now, it's the prosecutor's job to convict you of all the motivation that you need to get off of Pain Island and go and ascend to the highest version of yourself. So Heaven Island, take a few seconds, a few minutes, pause this video, write down 5 to 10 things on Heaven Island that again are a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, but a result of getting to Pleasure Island. All right, now unfortunately we gotta leave the islands, we gotta leave Heaven Island. It was great, but we'll get back there someday soon. Now we've got our motives written down, right? Pain Island, Pleasure Island, Hell Island, Heaven Island. Now we gotta write down the evidence. We gotta give the evidence, right, for this prosecutor, for this judge. And so from an evidence standpoint, what you wanna think about is, what is evidence that you can go back and look on as to why you can be successful, right? So a couple different categories you can think of here. When have you done or achieved really cool, hard things, right? Graduating school, getting a job, getting a promotion, working on a project, for months, staying up super late and achieving that. What evidence, what proof do you have that you've done hard things, that you can put your mind to something, that you can be disciplined, that you can have willpower, and write those down? Because we want to create as much evidence and proof as to why these motivations can and will come true, right? And so as you're writing these down, consider this as well. Maybe you don't have evidence that you can achieve something because you've never achieved something like as great as the goal that you have right now, right? Consider this. Do you know anyone who has achieved what you're trying to achieve? Do you know a coworker who's lost 30 pounds? Do you know a coworker that's run a marathon? Do you know a friend? Do you know someone that you follow on social media, right? Do they have 2 arms, 2 legs, hair, eyes, mouth, nose? Do you know anyone that has done that, that looks like you, that has your background, that you can actually connect with, right? Write that down. Well, if Sally can do it, if Bobby can do it, damn, maybe I can do it, right? And then we get to the 4th one. Maybe you can't do it, or maybe it's never been done before, right? And consider this. Humans have done amazing things, and there's a lot of humans that have done things that no one else has done. Another angle with this to consider is, has anyone with harder circumstances achieved what you're trying to achieve? Now, this might take a little bit of research, but consider this. Has anyone with less access to resources been able to do what you're doing? Less money, less car, they got to drive further to the gym, right? It's harder for them to go and get food, go and get groceries. They got a lower IQ. They're in a 3rd world country, right? They had a tougher upbringing. People have said even meaner things to them than they've said to you, right? And this isn't to diminish the situation that you're in, but somewhere, someone, and really thousands of people have had it harder than you and have found a way to get out of that hole. So if they can, why can't you? Write that down in the evidence section. Maybe you want to do something that no human has ever done before. That's awesome. Humans achieve amazing feats every single day. James Lawrence, the Iron Cowboy, ran 50 triathlons in 50 states in 50 days. That's insane. In 2008, Wim Hof set the world record. He actually broke his own record for spending over an hour submerged in ice. That's freezing. I don't want to do that. But he did that. So you can do it too. Joan McDonald is a grandmother, 74 years old, struggled with weight her entire life. Maybe you've seen her on social media or on the news. She's now lost over 56 pounds and is inspiring people at her age to get healthy and get fit, right? You don't have to take what you're given just because no one else has done it. You might be the first one. Think about all the people that you'll inspire when you go and do what it is that you're setting out to do. Let's pause this video, take some time, make sure and write down all the evidence, and then we'll go and look at everything. Awesome. Now look at the two sides. You've got your motive, you've got your evidence. Everything that you need for a conviction, why you're gonna do it, all the motivations behind it, the evidence, why it's possible, why you've seen it before, right? Why there's proof that it has happened and it will happen again. Now, I want you to have this somewhere where you can always see it on your journey for the next month, the next 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whether you're in the E4Fit program or whether you're out doing this on your own and you watch this entire video, because this is what you're gonna come back to every time you get self-doubt. This is what you come back to every time you tell yourself, I don't know if I can do this, right? Every time you say, oh, it's not worth it, take yourself to Pain Island, take a peek at Hell Island and be like, oh, it is worth it, right? And having this at the forefront of your mind is gonna be what propels you to be infinitely more successful through training, nutrition, recovery, and mindfulness. The prosecutor has laid out all the reasons why you'll be successful. The defendant is screwed. They cannot save this case, right? So you're gonna kick some ass. That's all for now. If you like what you saw, click the like button. If you want more from this channel, be sure and subscribe and hit the little ding notification bell to be notified next time a new video drops. If you want more free content between the next video, be sure and join our Mindful Muscle free Facebook group. Link is below in the description. And if you're curious and want to learn more about the E4Fit program and how it can help you with your body composition goals, with your performance goals, with your health and longevity goals, you can also find that description below in the links. That's all for now. I'll catch you on the next video.